Jai Opetaia versus Zurdo Ramirez is just so close to happening. There's only one issue. The only thing that I think will stop it is Jake Paul. Let's dive in. If you've watched my videos before, especially the ones on Jai Opetaia, you will know that I think that Jai Opetaia is the best Aussie fighter and also one of the best fighters in the world, probably close to the pound for pound list. And I think if he beats Ramirez, he will definitely be close to the top of the pound for pound list, in my opinion. And if he sweeps the division, the Cruiserweight division, probably sitting at least in the top 5 pound for pound. So the other day I had seen 2 articles. One article explaining that Jake Paul might be fighting Gilberto Ramirez, and another article saying that the Opetaia fight versus Ramirez is almost locked in. So which one do I believe? I don't know. I think I'm leaning more towards Opetaia versus Ramirez happening over Ramirez versus Jake Paul, even though Jake Paul and Ramirez did a face-off after Jake Paul's last fight. Still, I don't think that fight will happen anytime soon. And I think that for Jake Paul and his managers and him as a promoter, it's probably not a smart move. I think Ramirez is just too far above Jake Paul, and I don't think there's going to be enough sales to hype that up for him to most likely lose. And I think he will most likely lose. Well, almost definitely he will lose. He's just not at that level. In terms of fighters, if you look at where he actually is, he's had 12 fights, I think it is, something like that. He's at a decent level for a fighter that's had 12 fights, especially someone with no amateur background, amateur experience. But he's not world-class level, and he hasn't fought contenders or people within the top 10 of a division to be able to contend for a world title. So I think if he does go up against Ramirez in a world title fight for 2 world titles, I think it's only going to end badly for him, and the sales won't be the best anyway. So he'll be losing for nothing. But Jai Opetaia versus Ramirez is a different story. That is something that boxing fans have been wanting to see for a while, especially myself as an Aussie backing the Aussie Jai Opetaia. I think that's a fight that needs to happen, and Jai Opetaia's voiced his opinion about wanting to progress and gain all those belts and fight the best in the division and eventually be undisputed. So don't hold him back. Let him fight the best. And if I think he beats Ramirez, then I think he'll sweep the rest of the division or the rest of the champions, because Ramirez, I think, is number 2 in that division. Opetaia, I think, is number 1. Ramirez number 2. And in terms of how the fight would go, I think it'll be a pretty competitive fight. I actually think it'll be a good fight. It's going to be ring IQ, it's going to be toughness, it's going to be a clash of ring IQ and toughness, and it's going to be entertaining because both fighters are tough. Both fighters have ring IQ. I just still think that Opetaia edges it out. I think Ramirez has that experience and is able to be very competitive against Opetaia because of that experience, and he has that IQ from all that experience. But I think Opetaia, he's had those clashes, those hard fought battles, he's tough, and he has good ring IQ. So I think he is a stronger puncher as well. So I think I would probably lean more towards Opetaia getting it done, probably with points decision. But I think it'll be a close fight, and it could go almost either way. For me, it's probably more of a 60-40 fight for Opetaia at the moment. That's what I think. And I think if there is a knockout, the only one that's probably going to gain the knockout most likely would be Opetaia. I think I'd probably lean more towards, if there's going to be a knockout, it'll come from Opetaia knocking out Ramirez. It's not impossible for Ramirez to knock out Opetaia. Opetaia has been hurt in the past. He has copped good shots and actually been stung, and it's been noticeable that he has been hurt briefly, but he's always just worked through it and toughed it out. So it's an interesting clash, and Ramirez is tough as well. So I don't know. I don't think there will be a knockout. either way. I think it's just going to go to the points cards regardless, because they're both tough fighters. But hey, maybe I'm just a bit biased because I'm an Aussie. Most likely I am. Anyway, the fight that should be happening against Ramirez is Opetaia. And as soon as I get confirmation, I will do a video on that and maybe break down the two fighters a bit more with the tail of the tape. Maybe. Anyway, I think it's a bad idea for Jake Paul to fight Ramirez. I think it's a great idea for Opetaia to fight Ramirez. That's my opinion. What are your thoughts? Leave them in the comments below, and until next time, peace out.
Myths in boxing, highlight real scene, front row seats to the blow by blow scene.